Welcome back to Soul Moon Rising. I am Jennifer, and today we are going to be talking about self-care. Now, a lot of people think that self-care is selfish, that you're neglecting other people that you're supposed to be taking care of when you take care of yourself first. But in reality, self-care is the most important thing you could do during your day. The reason for that being is if you don't take care of yourself first, you're not going to be able to take care of anybody else. A lot of people have heard the fill the bucket mentality. Well, if you have an empty bucket, you can't fill anybody else's. So you need to be able to fill your bucket so that you can therefore go and fill somebody else's bucket. So what is self-care? Self-care is taking care of yourself. It is really that simple. Now, it looks different to everybody, but it's something that is going to make you feel good about yourself. So it could be things like going shopping all by yourself without children if you have them. It could be things like taking a weekend trip with your best friends. It could be things like sitting down and reading a good book. It could be anything to pretty much anybody, but it's something that you enjoy doing, and it's something that makes you feel refreshed after you've done it. So now let's talk about why we want to do self-care. Why is it important? Not only is it important so that we can take care of others, but it's important for our health. Self-care helps reduce your stress, which in turn reduces a lot of other medical issues. For example, heart disease is directly related to stress. The higher your stress level, the higher your chances of getting heart disease. Same thing with cancer. Same thing with ulcers. All kinds of different medical issues are actually linked to stress. So the less stress you have in your life, or the lower you can get rid of your stress after a hard day, the better your chances of living a longer, healthier life. So now, what kind of things can we do to take care of ourselves that we might enjoy? Maybe you don't know what that looks like. I know as a mom myself, sometimes I have no idea what I want to do to take care of myself. It's all I can do sometimes just to get a nice, relaxing bath without the kids barging in. Now, I know not everybody is parents, but I'm sure you can, relate to such things. Maybe you have animals that are demanding, or family members, or, it could be anything. But let's talk about different types of self-care that you might be interested in taking care of yourself. So first of all, my personal favorites are essential oils and crystals. Now, I do use doTERRA oils, and you can use whatever kind of essential oil that you feel comfortable with. This is just what I prefer. Now, these are just some of my favorites, part of the yoga collection, and a grounding blend. The grounding blend is probably the best for just bringing me back down to earth, really. When you feel like you're running around ragged and you just need to stop and take a minute and breathe, that's when I break out my grounding blend and use that one. Also, crystals. Now, crystals come in all kinds of different forms. Here's 3 of the most popular crystals. These are probably like a basic set you need. The only other one I would add to this is a clear quartz. So here I have an amethyst. It's just a rough amethyst, nothing special. You can get this at any rock shop, crystal store, metaphysical store, pretty much anywhere in the country from what I've experienced. This one here is a raw fluorite. This is green fluorite. It comes in many different colors. You don't have to get raw. Some of these come in polished. They come in pendants, all kinds of different stuff. And then pink quartz, rose quartz. This is going to be one of the most prevalent minerals basically on Earth, right next to clear quartz. So those two by themselves are fantastic. Now, rose quartz is great for our heart. So it helps heal the heart chakra. It helps you feel divine love. So that's a great one if you're kind of feeling neglected in yourself. Fluorite's a great healing stone, emotionally and physically, as well as amethyst. So those are just 3 of my favorite crystals. Now, some people, you can't just have a raw stone floating around or in your pocket or whatever. So how are you going to carry around your crystals with you? Well, another great option is what I have here. So I have a set of prayer beads here, also called a mala. Sometimes they're in the form of a rosary. You can get natural stone rosaries that way. One of my good friends actually made this one for me, and I love it. I wear it all the time. This one here is jade and fluorite, so that's one idea. You can get standard jewelry, just necklaces, pendants. You can get bracelets, so you just pick up a bracelet. Or this one here, it's another set of prayer beads. This one's on a stretchy chain, so you can make it into a wrap bracelet. That way you have your crystals on you all the time when you need them. And you can find these things in all different kinds of crystals. So if you're interested in crystals, like I am, you can pick yourself up a book and you can research what's good for what do I want to accomplish with this. So this is another great form of self-care. Learning, expanding your mind. Keeping your mind healthy is a great self-care routine that you can do. Now, you don't have to read educational books to keep your mind active. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you like to learn about business things. There's some books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Cash Flow Quadrant. These are awesome books for business people, entrepreneurs. Another great one for just about anybody is called Failing Forward by John Maxwell. John Maxwell is one of my very favorite self-improvement authors. If you are not a business person, but you want to really focus on improving yourself, his book Today Matters is fantastic. There's all kinds of stuff at the bookstore that you could get. Now, you don't have to read. There is audiobooks, which are phenomenal. I like audiobooks when I'm traveling. I actually listen to them regularly when I'm working. And you don't have to get just self-improvement or furthering education type things. Get yourself an entertainment book. Okay, so, some of the most popular ones are like Aragon or anything by Cassandra Clare. They're fantastic books. James Patterson, all kinds of different authors. Whatever your genre preferred is, go for it. Pick something, listen to it on audiobook. I have books downloaded on my phone. So, you really can have any type of self-care in that way. Also, take a day trip, take a weekend trip with yourself or your best friends. It could be your significant other. It could be, your best friend who you've known for 20 plus years. Take a trip to renew yourself. It could be to, it depends on your budget. You could just go to the woods and go camping if that's something that you're into. You could go to the beach and play in the water. You could take a nature walk. Nature's fantastic for renewing our energies and helping us feel more grounded and refreshed. Great, great stress relievers. Now, if you're not a nature person, you don't have to go out into nature. Maybe you love NASCAR. Go watch a race. Even little towns like Boise, Idaho have a racetrack. Go find and watch a race. Go to a sporting event. Maybe there's a college basketball or college football team that's close to you. Go watch it. If you're lucky and have an NFL team close to you, go to that. Now, maybe you're more into NHL. Hockey is awesome to go and watch, and I enjoy watching because, let's get real, everybody watches for the fights, right? It's fun to watch. We get enjoyment out of it. I'm sure the hockey players do. They get to work off those endorphins. So, find something that you enjoy and go and do it. It does not necessarily have to cost anything. Like a nature walk, it costs you whatever it takes in fuel to get to the start of the hike. So it does not have to be something that costs a lot of money. Now, another great thing could be maybe a family outing to a roller skating place or a swimming pool. Some other things that you could do is, I know personally, I just like to go to the craft store because I enjoy to crochet. So maybe take up a hobby, you know, get crafty, make something. Maybe you like to scrapbook. Maybe you like to take care of animals. So, you know, like my cat just ran across here, so I thought she was going to help with this video, but apparently she decided not to. So maybe something for self-care for you would actually be to go volunteer at a local animal shelter, or to become a dog walker. If you're in a big city, I know there's lots of need for that. Maybe it could be anything like, I don't know, just going to the movies. Something where you feel refreshed and a little bit less stress. Take up a yoga class, take up meditation, something that you enjoy doing. That's the main thing. Because the more joy we bring into our lives, the more we can express joy to others. The more joy we have, the more we fill our bucket, and then the more we can help others to fill their buckets. So, as always, thank you for being part of my channel. Please follow us on Facebook or Instagram. The links are in the description box below, and we would love your support on Patreon as well. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the little bell for notifications so you can get notified when we release new videos. From my light to yours, namaste.